Okay, go. I've been chilling for a minute. I miss making people run. I forgot how the song goes. All right, guys. Wow. 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 I don't even know where to start. Yeah, I have no idea where to start. Let's go to ESPN. We can start there. Oh gosh. I think, is that going to be rude to say? Hold on. All right, chat. I gotta stay true to my principles, okay? I gotta stay true to my rule. You guys know I have a rule, a very specific rule, and that rule is, if you are 4 years out in your NBA career, all bets are off. I think it's fine to criticize. Now, while this player I'm about to bring up isn't the sole reason for this loss by any stretch of the imagination, no one player is usually the sole reason why you lost the game, okay? But Zach Collins, I'm a little frustrated, okay? I'm a little bothered. All right? Just a tad bit. I'm a little bothered by Zach Collins. And I think that it's the same issue that I might be having for when we had Pau Gasol. Like, completely two different types of players, don't get me wrong, but it's like he's getting substantial minutes, but offensively, we're not getting enough for him to start in the starting lineup. I don't quite understand why he was in the starting lineup. Now, we already know that we're 20 games in, okay? And I've been very adamant about it because this happens all the time. A lot of people don't notice this, but usually when the Spurs hit around the 20 mark, a lot of changes start to happen. Like Popovich starts making changes, start adjusting, start trying to see different lineups. And this was definitely an odd one. I did understand it. I know the Spurs want to push the pace. I guess I need to start with the starting lineup, huh? They need to push the pace. I understood where they were coming from. You're trying to put as many shooters out there as possible, not only to space the floor, but you get a lot of easy 3-point shots in transition. I get it. I understood it. But I mean, if we're being completely honest here, this isn't a good starting lineup, like, at all. Like, I don't think there's any. There's no true excuse for it. But at the same time, I do understand going against the Timberwolves, you're trying to exploit that. And to be fair, they were close. The Spurs were close. It just came down once again to that third quarter. The fourth quarter, we didn't do as well either. But it always comes down to that second half. And but I will say the Spurs at least held their own quite often throughout the game. So I'm not mad at them there. But the starting lineup, it was definitely strange. But I do understand. And I think as it goes on, we're going to see a lot of, different lineups, shake things up and see what's going on. But Zach Collins, guys, I think it's fine to criticize him. I mean, at this point, he is just missing so many shots. Actually, hold on. Let's just bring up Zach Collins. This isn't going to change. Oh, crap. It's going to use this one. Hold on. We will open this in a new link. That's what we'll do. All right, let's look at Zach Collins' numbers. Okay, Zach Collins thus far this season, he's shooting more shots, and he's 10% less efficient from three. And what's the most frustrating thing about this whole situation for me when it comes to Zach Collins is his shooting is the primary reason why I believed he was out there with Wemby to begin with. If he's not spacing the floor at all, then it's kind of no point. I don't necessarily see why he should start in the starting lineup right now. I don't quite understand it. I definitely don't understand the amount of shots that he's been taking. Now, it's definitely weird because I know Popovich last season, and Zach Collins talked about this, that he basically told him to stop shooting. Like, he got to the point where he said, stop shooting, focus on the paint, whatever. It's not like Zach Collins is absolute garbage out there necessarily or anything, but that was the whole point. But now I'm sitting back and it's like, well, he's not really spacing the floor that well. I mean, yeah, he can pass decently well, but it's like at this point, why don't we just have Bassey out there? Like, why isn't Bassey getting any type of minutes? I like this last game, he didn't play at all. If someone in the chat knows why, you can let me know and I'll accept it. But that was weird to me. And there was one lineup out there that was just dreadful. Okay, it was dreadful. It was god awful. Let me try to remember who it was. It was Keldon Johnson, Malachi Branham, I think Doug McDermott, Osman, and Collins. That was the worst lineup and the worst stretch of the game. And the reason why that lineup was so garbage is because no one could play defense. It was so bad. It was just so bad. It was not. You had Keldon Johnson doing the thing that Keldon Johnson normally does, which at this point you just kind of got to accept it. You know, you live or die by it sometimes. But he was forcing shots. Keldon Johnson was forcing shots. And then on the defensive end, no one could defend. It was god awful. It was terrible. But I think the one player that I do want to focus in on is just Zach Collins, because I don't understand what utility we're getting out of Zach Collins right now. I don't see it. Like, I can kind of justify it with many of players on this team. I can justify it with Trey. I can justify it with Sohan. I can justify it even with Keldon, even though I don't like how he plays sometimes, you know. But I can justify it. I don't really know what to say about Zach Collins. His shooting has just been really bad. Can it improve? Of course. I mean, if we're looking at his career, he's never shot this bad. I mean, this is a first. He's never shot this bad. But then again, he also never took as many shots as he's been taking. But it has to get to a point where this isn't like the first instinct he has is to pull up and shoot. And it needs to be maybe, you know, a third option. Push comes to shove, you know. You take a couple threes a game. It's to the point where he's taking so many, and he's just not spacing the floor for Wemby. And I just don't understand. I'm tired of Zach Collins. Zach Collins, he definitely deserves minutes on this team. Like, it's not like he doesn't. But yeah, the shooting, it has to stop. I mean, teams are just leaving him wide open. He's not spacing the floor anymore. No one's guarding him. These are wide open threes. No one's guarding them. They're just letting them shoot. It's just an easy rebound after that. They're just securing the rebound after he shoot. But Gobert did what? Guarded Collins? They sag off of Collins. They are not that worried about Collins shooting. It's not as drastic as Sohan. Like, I think teams still don't realize that Sohan can shoot now. But dude, I don't know. But yeah, with Zach Collins, I think that's the main thing right now. I just don't see the usage in him. His defense is fine. You know, obviously rebounding is fine. I just don't understand this. And I'll be completely real. Unless he is on a hot streak, there is no game in which Zach Collins should take 20 shots. There's no game in which Zach Collins should take more shots than Keldon or Wemby or Vassell. I understood that a lot of those shots were open, but you got to get yourself going, man. He needs to play inside out a little bit more. The threes should just be, you know, like a third option for him. It's getting frustrating. So this starting lineup, like when I saw it, I said, okay, I get it, but I don't really understand how Zach Collins is going to help this starting lineup at all. He doesn't space the floor anymore. Like, and hopefully as the season goes along, he can start to do that. But right now, as it stands, he is not spacing the floor. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's funny because I thought that Collins should just be taken out of the starting lineup. And, you know, if you take Collins out, probably just put in Bassey or I won't go as far as say Mamu or anything. to start, but maybe Bassey. I don't know. I beat you to it. I don't even know what I beat you to. Why can't we hold a lead? Because we're a young team. But yeah, this just can't happen. He can't take this many shots. He looks so sloppy. He just can't take that many shots. That's the thing. He just can't take that many shots. That's too many shots. He's been taking a lot of threes lately. A ton of threes. Actually, let's see. If we go to, can we look at, how do we do this now? I think it'll be on here. Would it be on here? How do you see this? I'm trying to see game log. This would it be. All right, let's look at the amount of threes he's taking, guys. It's way too many. Yeah, this has been going on a long time now. I think we got a big enough sample size where it's like, okay, stop shooting. It's so bad that I remember the game in which he shot well. Yes, I remember this game, 3 for 3. Look at this. In November, 0 for 4 against Dallas. This 3-point shots. This is how many threes he's taken. 0 for 4 versus Dallas. Now, him starting initially, like I said, it made sense. He's supposed to stretch the floor for Wemby. He stretched the floor for the team. You know, defensively, he was basically like right on par with what Jakob was doing last season. That was fine. So I understood that. But yeah, 0 for 4, 0 for 7 against the Clippers, 1 for 4 against the Phoenix Suns, 1 for 3, and then he went 3 for 3, and that was a phenomenal game by everybody. Wemby went off that game. And then against Toronto, 1 for 6, 1 for 2, 1 for 2, 1 for 2, 1 for 4, 1 for 4, 3 for 5 against the Kings, 1 for 3, 1 for 5, 2 for 5, 0 for 7 against the Golden State Warriors, 1 for 4, 1 for 2, 1 for 5, and now 0 for 6. These are too many 3-point shots. If you're shooting at this clip, it might as well be a turnover. Those long rebounds, you don't want to miss a bunch of 3-point shots. You get what I'm saying? Long 3-point shots are the worst shots that you can miss. 3-point shots are the worst shots you can miss. It might as well be a turnover at this clip with how bad he's shooting. It's dreadful. If you just want to see from month to month, in the month of December, he shot, let's see, 33%, which I guess that's admirable. I guess it's still too many shots he was taking. In the month of November, he shot 11%. Not November, I'm sorry, October, he shot 11%. November, 33%. And then December, thus far, 20%. It's bad. And I just don't understand why he's even in the starting lineup at this point. There is a reason why he's so open. He is so open every single time. And like I said, I'm not solely, this isn't like a Zach Collins comes out. Let me get this straight right off the bat, right? It's not that Zach Collins come out of the starting lineup and we don't and we win. That's not, it's not going to be as simple as that. The team as a whole, everyone's kind of messing up and losing the league, and they're a young team. It's not going to work that way. But I do think that Zach Collins coming out of the starting lineup will actually help a little bit, because if we're talking about defense, I mean, right now, I can't really pinpoint one thing that Zach Collins is doing that's elite or significantly helping the starting lineup. Just not really. Like, he's a serviceable defender right now. I would say his passing is the best. Like, he's the best passing like center we have, I suppose. But other than that, there's nothing he's really doing in an elite clip. I do like Bassey when he's out there with Wemby. I'm just saying, give somebody else a shot right now, because Collins ain't going right now. But when I saw Collins on the court with, not this game, but it was quite a few games ago, when he's on the court with Osman, Doug, this lineup specifically, right? Osman, McDermott, Malachi, and Memu, I thought that was the smoothest that we've seen Zach Collins. But yeah, this just ain't working, guys. This was just ugly. This was just ugly. From him specifically, I'll be real. I don't get it. You're right, but Zach Collins has the least impact on the game, on the team. Not going to lie. Collins shooting like 20 shots a game is insanity. Now, I don't know if he's shooting 20 shots per game or nothing like. Yeah, he's not shooting. This was actually a rarity for him to shoot this many shots. Yeah, that was a rarity. But he's putting up at least, I would say at least about 11-ish shots per game. It's just not getting better. Yeah, Pop did get on to Zach for those threes last season. I don't know. I have no idea. But what I do know is it's not all Zach Collins' fault. Like I said, not all his fault. It's not like, I mean, his performance is his fault. But I'm saying the losses isn't necessarily his fault. If we take him out of the starting lineup, it doesn't guarantee a win or nothing like that. We do need Zach Collins. If you look at our center group, we do need him to win, some games. It's just that his role right now is way too significant. The amount of threes that we're relying on from him is just way too much. He had almost as many threes thrown up as Vassell and McDermott this game, both of which put up 8 and he put up 6. I don't know. It was ugly. It was ugly. And I think it's time for Zach Collins to either be taken out of the starting lineup or just change his role a little bit. But that's the thing. It's like, it's frustrating because this was the whole point. He was supposed to, he's supposed to stretch the floor. Now, he's not going to shoot freaking 27% for the remainder of the season. I don't think so. I think that his 3-point shooting will improve, a little bit, but it should be way better than this. He shouldn't be 10% down from last season. And these are open shots. It's not like teams are preparing for this. Like, oh, he can shoot. No, he's getting wide open. But man, it's just so frustrating. But it's like, look, if you're not hitting your threes, then I don't know. And also, gosh, I don't want to bring this up. Okay, I'm gonna bring it up. He shot 20 shots. He shot 20 shots. Now, only 6 of which were threes. Too many. 6 were threes. And look how many free throws he shot. How does your center shoot 20 shots? How does your center shoot 20 shots and has no free throws? And I watched the game. It's not like he was getting hacked and, they just weren't calling. No. Now, Devin Vassell, it was a couple times where I was like, oh, they should have called a foul there. They were kind of lenient there. But, like, how does your center shoot 20 shots with no free throw attempts? Yeah, exactly, Gillette. He's not doing the job we wanted him to do. Yeah, he's not even doing the job we wanted him to. Yeah, that's the problem. And that's what's frustrating. He has a place on this team. It's not like Zach Collins shouldn't play or anything like that. Like, it's not like he should just be gone out of, minutes altogether. I'm not even saying cut his minutes in half or nothing like that. I'm just saying this starting lineup, he's not doing what he was supposed to be doing. He's overconfident. I have no idea. We're not in his brain. We're not in his head. I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea. But like I said, that's my rule. Look, he is a veteran. He should know better. There should be a little bit more self-awareness when you're not shooting well at all for you to continue to shoot it. At this point, it's like, I don't care if you're open. There's too many games of this. Who cares if you're open? It's too many. You went 0 for 6 this game, and last game you went 1 for 5. And I don't see how you have a game where you attempt 20 shots and you didn't go to the free throw line once. It's frustrating, man. It's frustrating. I mean, shoot, look, against the Golden State Warriors, he went 2 for 12 and had 2 free throw attempts. I don't know. Like I said, the one thing that he does well is passing. He can pass. All right. I think that he's actually, is he outperforming? He might be outperforming. Hold on. Yeah, his assists are up slightly. I don't know. And I'll just be real. I don't think that he gels with Wemby that well when they're on the court together. I just don't think that. So, I don't know. Don't want to just say Zach Collins is god awful or nothing like that. He got some effort, but man, oh man. Woo! It's getting bad. It's getting bad. I mean, his shooting, his 3-point shooting is as bad as like Trey Jones at this point. And that was his job. At least that's not like Trey Jones' job. No one's expecting Trey Jones to be a 3-point sniper. Zach Collins, we were definitely expecting him to be that. To be somewhat serviceable. Like hit a or a couple, not a couple threes per game. You said Mamu gels with Wemby. Yeah, I actually like Bassey with Wemby even more so, to be real. I think Bassey plays well with Wemby. By the way, completely off topic, but just, you know, to end this on this segment on a high note, kind of, I don't know. Did you guys see that pass where Wemby passed it behind his back to Sohan, and Sohan was at the in the corner? He drove in and then he dished it out to McDermott for the 3. I mean, McDermott missed the 3, but that was really pretty. Like, I feel like that moment right there was a glimpse in what we can see for the future. Sohan's IQ is so high, and so is Wemby's. That was just beautiful, man. And Wemby passed it so he passed it so smoothly that I didn't even know the ball was gone out his hands. I was like, oh my goodness. It was so quick. No, I didn't see it. Is there a clip? I don't know if anyone. I should have wrote down. Dang. I should have wrote down when it happened. Well, actually, nah, that's not going to help me. I tweeted out, wow, what a great pass, but I don't think that's really going to help me in timing when that had happened. I'm sorry. I don't think there's a clip. I don't think anybody like even cared about it. It was cool though. It was cool though. I don't really have the patience tonight to like dive in and try to find it, to be honest. But yeah, there got to be a change. Zach Collins is oof. He got to do better. No passion, didn't even demand the ball. Who we talking about? It made me worry. Wemby almost didn't give it his all tonight. Almost like he knew and accepted we were going to lose tonight. See, I don't want to make that like assumption. I don't think that's what it was. You know what I think it was? Actually, before we talk about this, hold on. That could be a separate segment, but maybe. No, it shouldn't be a separate segment. Maybe we'll just look over videos. When's the next game? On Friday? Okay, our next game is Friday. Okay. All right, let me tell you what I think. Okay. So with Wemby, I saw completely what you're talking about. Like, Wemby looked tired. He looked sleepy. He wasn't 100% locked in. He seemed lost at times in the first half. It was very strange. But then I kind of realized that maybe what was going on, because no, he kind of was the only one. I feel like what was going on was the Spurs haven't played in forever. It's like super strange how this schedule is going, it shouldn't have been this many games without playing. And I think for him being new in the league and everything, I mean, it just probably threw him off. Because we were kind of getting in a swing of things, right? We were getting kind of momentum of things. And yeah, changing the starting lineup this game, and along with the fact that it's just been too long since they played, I feel like that just kind of messed up the team a little bit. And I definitely think it messed up Wemby. But I think in the second half, he played way better. He played way better. He was getting tried by everybody. They were trying him. I like that though. I like that the league is starting to not allow Wemby to just dictate what they do. All that's gonna do is force Wemby to get better. Because Wemby has got to a point, and I said this before, I feel like Wemby, maybe this should be a segment. Okay, maybe this should be a segment. I don't agree with the idea that Wemby right now, like you said in chat, that he didn't give it his all, or he got confident or comfortable in losing. I think that's what she said, that he was comfortable in losing. I don't think that's the case. Like I said, I think that it's mostly due to the fact that the Spurs haven't played in forever. And I think that might have messed up his groove a little bit too. Not only that, changing the starting lineup. But one thing about Wemby is that I have noticed, he's only 19, right? He's going to learn from this. But it seems like he gets, because he's so lanky and because he's so like athletic and quick and everything, and he's accustomed to affecting offenses, basically terrorizing offenses where they don't want to do anything. They're like, he's on the court, I'm not shooting. He's in the paint, I'm passing it out. He's gotten so accustomed to that I don't think that he's capable of doing this, but I don't think he's anticipating the shots anymore. Like, he's gotten so used to it that I think his fundamentals have slipped a little bit. Like how when his hand was down and he just basically allowed Karl-Anthony Towns to shoot an open like 3-point shot. And we've been seeing it more and more from game to game that he is kind of getting a little too comfortable in that. And I think teams are starting to like keep him on his heels a little bit more. Now that's like he can fix it because his instincts are absolutely ridiculous. Okay, he can fix it. He's great. He's phenomenal. But I do think that some of his fundamentals go to the wayside sometimes because of that. Because he can just kind of rely on his length. He's kind of expecting guys not to even take the shot. And I think they're trying him, which is good. It's just gonna cause him to play better or be better. Wemby was a little more clumsy tonight than normal. Yeah. I think he was. It seemed like he was tired. It seemed like the 4-game like break probably threw him off a little bit. The new starting lineup for this game was kind of strange, so that probably threw him off a little bit. And on top of it, but I will say this, for this season, a big chunk of the season, his fundamentals have not been as strong as it could be. Like some of the simple things is he's starting to forget. And I think maybe in the past 4 games, because this is a problem too, in the past 4 days, I'm sure there's been information overload as far as like telling him, different things that he can try. Because we've been seeing all the practices and stuff. Yeah, well, glimpses of the practices. And I'm sure there's a lot on his mind, him trying to figure out, okay, how do I get to my spots? Let me try to implement what I learned. But that's pretty tough just to be basically in training for 4 days and then go into an NBA game against the best team in the West right now. Like that's tough. That's tough. That's a difficult task. But yeah, I hate how split up those 4 days was ridiculous, man. You shouldn't have to wait that many days when it's this many games in a season. Like, no. I hate the back-to-backs. It was weird. The Spurs had a back-to-back and then 4 days. Like, that's just weird. And I'm sure that messed them up too. But overall, I think that's what it more than likely was. I'm not harping on it too much. But I think that's why. I don't think it had anything to do with like, I try not to jump to this is what this player is thinking. It's like once we get to that territory, we're kind of like baby Skip Baylesses at that point, you know? Because that's what they do. That's what like the talking heads do on ESPN and stuff. Like they start getting in the psyche of this player, what this player was thinking, and this player is doing this. It's like, no, you don't know what they're thinking. Like, chill out. All we can go off of is what we see. I'm just making the inference based on what we already know. And that long stretch was weird, back to back, and then a long stretch doesn't happen that often. And yeah, the starting lineup did change, so that's something. And we have been seeing Wemby's fundamentals not be as strong as it could be. But when you're affecting it, like that's the thing, when you're affecting games, it makes sense though. If we like, and this is my assumption, right? Like, I guess I'm doing a little psyche stuff too. This is my assumption, but I think it would make sense for when you affect a game without doing anything sometimes, that you would start to get used to that and get, you know, accustomed to this person ain't going to shoot. They're not going to shoot it. They're not going to try me. They're not going to shoot on me. They're not shooting me. Let me look for the next passing lane they're going to pass it to, because there's no way they're going to try to take the shot. And teams over the past maybe 3-4 games have not shied away from Wemby at all. So his fundamentals going to have to come underway. Because Reed, he got away with a lot of. I feel like if Wemby wasn't expecting him probably to not shoot, he probably would have got at least a couple blocks on him. He was right there. It's just, yeah, Reed was just, whew. I didn't realize Kyle Anderson had 4 blocks in this game. Gobert went 7 for 8. 20 rebounds, 16 points. Oh, man. Yeah, Reed, yeah. Reed, he kept doing it. And I don't think it has anything to do with Wemby, you know, being bad or nothing like that. Or that Wemby's losing a step or any narrative that might be pushed there. I don't think it's any of that. I just think it's, I don't know. He seemed a little tired or a little thrown off. And it might have just been information overload with everything he's been working on. I don't know. Wolves still number 1 defense in the league. Actually, let's look it up. I think so. Yep, they're number 1. Celtics 2, Thunder 3. Wow. Rockets? That makes sense. Let's see. We're going to be near the end. I already know. Ooh, we're 27th, boys. Yeah, let's go. Dang, Indiana Pacers are really low. All right, who we face next? We face the Rockets next. Rockets must have won today. Yeah, 9-9. They won today. Yeah, Rockets won today. Wemby saving his juju for the Rockets. Yeah, hopefully we'll see a different Wemby. He seemed a little, I don't know, he just seemed a little off. And his fundamentals weren't necessarily there. I don't know what happened there. It was weird. Yeah, he'll be okay though. I'm not worried about it. I ain't worried about it. All right, let's take a look at some press conferences. Let's see what we got here. We got any interesting ones? Oh, they got Wemby. By the way, you guys see that GTA 6 trailer? Oh my goodness, it looked beautiful. Oh, these are really short. Oh, they're really short. Snapping the losing streak against the Rockets would be hilarious. I will not accept anything less than beating the Rockets on Friday. I will not be happy if anything other than that happened. Rookie of the month. Is he rookie of the month? Was he rookie of the month? I think he was last month, right? All right, let's take a look at what Popovich has to say. All right, guys. All right, I wanna know what Greg Popovich has to say. He needs to speak for himself, okay? He needs to answer. He needs to answer for that lineup. I already know they're gonna ask him about the lineup. They're gonna ask Pop about that lineup. But I told you guys, I think that start, I think it's super temporary, first off. But I think it was due to trying to exploit the Timberwolves where you can and get easy shots. Not only did that group, they will be the best possible group to push the pace, but also have that combination of pushing the pace and shooting threes. I think that that's what it was. You can get more threes in transition. Obviously, Sohan isn't necessarily a transitional three guy or nothing like that. He's more of a half court. Space the floor. He can space the floor now, which is crazy to say. We couldn't say that last season at all. But yeah, so there's that. All right, before we take a look at this though, we do have a sponsor, okay? We have a sponsor for not only this video, this live stream, but the entire season. And we've talked about this before, but I'm going to allow BetUS to take it away, and then we'll talk about that briefly.
BetUS, America's favorite sports book, where you can bet on everything anytime. Sportsbook, casino, horse racing, live betting, and more. We have the best bonuses in the industry. That's right, get a 125% sign-up bonus. And to celebrate our 30-year anniversary, we are giving up to 30 risk-free bets, a truck, Super Bowl tickets, and more. Don't miss out. Play smart. Join now. BetUS, where the game begins.
All right, so big shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this video. But yeah, I wanted to talk to you guys about BetUS. So BetUS is obviously a betting website. It's kind of in the name, right? And what you'll do is you go to basketball here, because that's what we care about. We don't care about football, ice hockey. Who cares about that? But you can go to that if you want. But you go to basketball, and there's so many different things that you can bet on if it actually works. I don't know why oh my God. I don't know why my computer does this sometimes. It takes forever. I'm frustrated now. I'm frustrated. I'm upset. I don't like this. Yep, it's not loading. I think everything is done. Everything's over. All right. No ad read right now. We'll have to get to it. We'll get to it after the pop video. That's frustrating. Yeah, nothing's working. Is my internet? Yeah. What is going on? Jover? Yeah, it's so Jover. What the heck? Nothing. Does YouTube work? Okay, YouTube works. What's the problem? Clan didn't pay his Wi-Fi bill. I'm live right now. How am I live? No, it's like literally not working. Hold on. What if I... Oh, wait a minute. This is all it took. All right. Okay. We're going to do that whole ad thing over. Okay. But we'll do it during the next video. All right. Okay. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. 3 years later, maybe. All right. Let's take a look at what Greg Popovich had to say about this loss. He needs to answer for his sins. Like I said before, I think that starting lineup was more so due to the fact that they can space the floor. Not only that, they will push the pace. On paper, they will be the best possible three-point shooters you can have on the court that can also push the pace. So, yeah, unfortunately, Jeremy Sohan, he's not that. And this could have been a good way of exploiting the Timberwolves defense. But also, I mean, let's be real. They did get pretty close. Sorry, I was looking for closed captions, but I don't have it. All right, let's listen. What is he eating?
I think they did well.
Is Pop eating Werthers? They're called Werthers, right? That's what old people eat. Is he eating Werthers? He better not be. He's not old enough to eat Werthers.
It's the best team in the West, and we gave them a good run. If you shoot 8 for 37 from 3, you're going to have a tough night, and a whole lot of things better be perfect after that. Can't make many mistakes. And, we're making mistakes, but I thought their competitiveness was great. Execution was getting better all the time. But there's still too many mistakes, not enough habits.
Good point.
And we just keep working at that. That's going to be the measure of who we are, how we work through this, and continue to try to alleviate mistakes. Because if we're not making shots, as I said, we better be doing a lot of other good things.
That's a really good point too. I don't know why I didn't think about that when we were going over everything. Yeah, like back to this game, that does make a lot of sense. Because these 3-point shots, I mean, yeah, I kind of harped on Zach Collins because it's been a continuous theme at this point where he's missing a ton of 3-point shots. He's down 10% from last season. But yeah, the Spurs aren't necessarily doing the fundamentals that would keep you in the game. Because even if you think back with the Spurs when we were like phenomenal, okay, when we were winning championships and all that good stuff, even if we have a bad shooting night, we still could win the game because we're doing all the right things defensively. But this team is just not necessarily that. But I will say this, all right? Okay, you guys ready? Now, I've been a Pop stan this entire time, right? And I'm continue to be that. But I will say this. One lineup Pop had out there, it was doomed from the start. Now, if they were more fundamentally sound, maybe they could have held their own, kind of, maybe. I don't know. But that lineup he had with Keldon, okay, let me try to make sure. Keldon, Osman, McDermott, Zach Collins, and Malachi, it was awful, dude. It was awful because on the offensive end, you had Keldon Johnson just like basically forcing shots, which he does this often. And then on the defensive end, no one could really defend. That was terrible, okay? That was a terrible lineup. Now, I will say that Pop had that lineup out there for way too long. Now Pop is a like numbers guy, okay? So he kind of looks at the numbers, and that's why we saw so many adjustments after 20 games. He usually waits till 20 games and he makes adjustments there based on statistics. But man, those statistics, analytics, they were wrong. Whatever they were telling him, they lied to his face. That was terrible. That was terrible. I mean, and that's why I was telling you guys, like, I love the lineup that has Malachi, McDermott, Osman, Mamu, and I'm always missing a fifth person, Zach Collins. I like that lineup. We haven't seen that lineup in a while, but I like them because while defensively they're not the best, offensively the ball moves consistently. Like it's really good because Zach Collins is a good passer. You got Malachi Branham, who he will pass the ball. He needs to. But he also has a fast release. You got Osman, who plays the right way. He just plays like a typical Spur, all right? He's a traditional Spur. You got Doug McDermott, who knows how to play the right way and make good backdoor cuts. I mean, it's just constant movement offensively. I like that lineup. But this one, you throw Keldon Johnson in the mix with other players that can't defend. It's like... Ooh. Ooh. Whew.
It's what we wanted to do. We'll see.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I wasn't listening. Hold on. Let me try to hear what the reporters were actually saying. because those were quick answers. Hold on. Let's go back a little bit to Pop Talking now.
Alleviate mistakes, because if we're not making shots, as I said, we better be doing a lot of other good things. What was the thinking of the lineup change? It's what we wanted to do.
Oh, the reason for the lineup change, and then you see the next one.
You think you'll stick with it going forward? We'll see.
Will you keep that lineup going forward? And he said, "We'll see."
Like about the defense.
He didn't. He just didn't answer. But by the way, I think we probably need to make this clear too. Like these press conferences, they give us somewhat of a glimpse. Most of the time when I'm listening to press conferences, I'm not looking for like any breakdown of like certain things that you did. No one does that. Okay. No coach does it. No player does it. There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of wheels turning. All right. There's some X's and O's. He's not going to sit here and explain it to the media. Not only because you don't want to just get that out to anybody's hands, but also they're just not going to listen. So he's pretty surface level with stuff. I'm mostly looking at, like, when I watch stuff like this, I'm trying to look at, like, you know, body language, just kind of the overall vibe of what you're giving off. I know it's not something that you can like break down necessarily, but just kind of the overall thoughts that you have, even if it's surface level. Maybe we can kind of look deeper into it. I just don't. I wasn't expecting Pop to explain the starting lineup. Me personally, I think that the starting lineup, like a lot of people will instantly say, no point guards on the court. I think it was to try to exploit the Timberwolves the best to your ability because they're such a good defensive team, and you put out a team that can hit 3-point shots in transition. And that would also make sense to why the Spurs took they took a lot of threes. All right. Took a lot of threes. They took a lot of threes and only got to the line for 15 shots. So, yeah.
Just overall, I know it's a little stretch there in the fourth. Overall, what did you see?
Yeah, I thought they did really well as far as trying to guard, you know, guys like Towns and Edwards. Those are pretty tough covers. But I thought that they did an admirable job of that, and it kept us in the game. We just didn't shoot.
Who's they? God dang it. I'm trying to listen to I can't even hear the reporters.
Those are pretty trying to guard.
Just overall, I know it's a little stretch there. Like about the defense. Just overall, I know it's a little stretch there. What did you like about the defense? Just overall, I know it's a little stretch there in the fourth. Overall, what did you see?
Yeah, I thought they did really well.
Oh, he just said, what do you think about the defense? I thought he was talking about like specific players. I'm sorry.
As far as trying to guard, you know, guys like Towns and Edwards. Those are pretty tough covers. But I thought that they did an admirable job of that, and it kept us in the game. We just didn't shoot.
Devin hit some really tough shots in the third quarter. How do you think he did overall?
Devin Vassell took some really tough shots. How do you think he did overall at the end?
Back in the start.
He did well. He did well.
What does Minnesota do to got them in this position from the defensive end?
What's what?
What is Minnesota doing that's so effective in the way they're shutting teams down in their shooting?
Well, they're strong, they're athletic, they're long, they're talented. That all goes a long way.
Thanks.
Oh man, Lord have mercy. That is true. They got some good vets on it. I mean, you got Mike Conley, who's, I mean, he's no scrub defensively. He's pretty decent. You got Towns, Robert, Rudy Gobert. I don't know what I just said. Yeah, it's tough. And then Kyle Anderson coming off the bench. He's a great defender. So yeah, it's unfortunate. But overall, I do think that the Spurs stayed in the game. It's like a broken record at this point, but it's a good broken record in saying that the Spurs are competing. So it's not like they aren't competing. There's literally been maybe 2 games this entire season I said they're not competing, but that's usually just not enough. You know, I know a lot of people use the whole, like, you just want it. You just need to want it enough. You just need to try harder. And in reality, no, sometimes it does just come down to the little things, the small minor details of a basketball game, and whether or not you win or lose. And those types of things, like Popovich has said, has to become a habit, you know? So it is what it is. It sucks, but it is what it is. Conley, a lifetime journeyman. Conley's a really good player, man. When he was with the Grizzlies, I was like, oh my goodness, he's so good. I would go as far as to say, you guys might not like this take. I would go as far as to say, this is why I get irritated with Spurs fans, where a lot of people got upset when we traded DeJounte, right? But I would go as far as say, like, the Grizzlies trading Conley or letting Conley go was way more significant. Like, he was the man in Memphis. He's such a terrific player. He's a good player. Conley did a great job controlling tempo. He did. That's why I really like Cadeau, man. I know people are like, oh, I don't really like Cadeau or whatever. And I'm saying, look, if we land, for some reason, we land outside of the top 6, 7 of next year's draft, like, dude, I would take Cadeau. Are you kidding me? It's really good. Really good. He controls the pace very well. I like him. Anyways, good stuff. All right, guys, we gotta do our ad read again. Wait. Wemby looks exhausted. Does he not? He looks fed up. He is done. All right. He is going to ask for a trade any day now. He cannot wait to get out of San Antonio with all of these losers so he can go play for a winner. That's what he's ready. He's ready to play for a winner. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. It's not like Wemby had like a phenomenal game himself. Wemby's fine. Yeah, Wemby wants out. He's out. He's gone. He is gone. Okay. I don't know how he's going to get out of this 4-year contract, but he is gone. He is out. Maybe he'll just sit out for 4 years. He'll just not play for 4 years. I don't know. All right. Now, before we get into this post-game interview, and I am kind of looking forward to, kind of not looking forward to it. This might have been the shortest Wemby press conference we've seen, but then again, they are in. They are at Timberwolves, so maybe that's a thing too. So, but before we do that, let's talk about a sponsor. All right, let's talk about the sponsor for this channel, BetUS. Take it away.
BetUS, America's favorite sports book, where you can bet on everything, anytime. Sportsbook, casino, horse racing, live betting, and more. We have the best bonuses in the industry. That's right, get a 125% sign-up bonus. And to celebrate our 30-year anniversary, we are giving up to 30 risk-free bets, a truck, Super Bowl tickets, and more. Don't miss out. Play smart. Join now. BetUS, where the game begins.
BetUS. Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring not only this video, but this channel as a whole for the entire season. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about BetUS. If you're curious, okay, if you're very curious, let's go through some of the things that you can do here. So there's sportsbook, live betting, casino, racebook. There's so many things, all right? So many different props, so many different promotions. But let's just go to sportsbook here. You go on down to basketball, and this is where I find it very interesting. This is what's kind of cool. So when you jump on BetUS, and you'll see this, once you sign up and everything, and I'll tell you a little bit about signing up. You'll have so many different options game to game, and you can even do overall what will happen near the end of the season. I keep saying this, but this is my favorite right here. 2024 NBA championship winners. So let's see how much you'll win. Let's see how much you'll win if you bet on the Spurs. Our odds are still the same, so that's good. That's good, I guess. So our odds are still the same. Let's say we bet, you know what? I'm going to risk it, okay? I'm going to bet $75. If I bet $75 that the San Antonio Spurs will win the championship this season, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to make $37,500 just for 75. Just 37. Yes, say you just put your whole savings. It's just okay. Yeah, the max is 500. I'm glad we know that now. the max is 500. But if you put in 500. $100,000. Do you want to win 100,000? We're gonna win the championship. That's $100,000. I'm just kidding. Don't. I wouldn't recommend that. But if you want to do something that's a little more manageable. They got obviously the Celtics, Nuggets, Bucks are a little higher on this list. But yeah, so anyways, it's really good stuff. It's so many different props, so many different specific things you can do, over, under, and rebounds for specific games, over and under assists, points, all that good stuff. Specific players, you can even combine them and say this will happen along with this, so the Spurs will win along with Wemby getting 10 to 12 rebounds. It's so many different things you can do. Check it out. Link in my description. You'll receive 125% bonus. What does that mean? That means if you put in $100, you get 125 free bucks to play with. So yeah, guys, go check it out. Great stuff. Link in my bio. All right, let's take a look at this press conference. I'm not looking forward to it. I wanted to talk about BetUS for a long time. Yeah, I wanted to do it for a long time. Don't waste your savings, land. Not on the Spurs ring this year. Yeah, I'm not on the Spurs ring. That would be a terrible investment. But maybe in a couple years.
Go ahead, Tom.
Victory started out a little bit slow. Was there anything that hindered you in the beginning?
I mean,
Okay, I need somebody in the chat to explain this to me. Okay, this is like something legitimately I do not know. All right, and I need to know this. And this video will be uploaded, so if it's not answered in the chat, you can answer in the comments. I don't care. It's fine. I just need to know this information. Do guys do they legitimately do a workout after the game, or do they go to the press conference right after the game? Because every single time they are exhausted. I mean, they are absolutely exhausted. Something else I want to bring up as well. He looks defeated. No, he actually is just tired. Another thing as well that I noticed, and you can't see it every single time, especially from like my home, watching the game. I'm going to go to a Spurs game this season and I'll pay attention more to it. But I know that Wemby, when he was in France, when he was on the sidelines, he usually wouldn't even sit on the seat. He would like sit on the ground, or he would constantly keep himself moving, or he would do some type of exercise just to keep the circulation going. Did they stop doing that once he got to San Antonio, or does he still do it during games? Because I haven't noticed it at all. So those are my two questions. Do they work out after the game? And is Wemby still doing his workouts when he's on the, or his stretches and all? No, he sits. So is he doing anything? Because I know that's what he would do in France. Like, he would constantly be moving his body or do something. He would sit on the ground or stretch, or I don't know. I don't know what the exercises are called, but I think the workout after the game. You think they work out after the game? Okay. But they had like a week off prior to this game. I actually think that gave them a disservice. I think that actually hurts you a little bit, right? Like, that was weird. Like, you had a back-to-back and then a 4-game. Like in football, it's like, yeah, you need to fully recover your body. In basketball, it seems like more of kind of a momentum thing, right? Like, every 3 games or 3 days might be good, but like back-to-back and then a whole stretch, I don't know. And then you have to go against the best team in the West right now. That's just tough.
I think collectively we started very solid in defense, and but of course, yeah, I can do better. But where there was a lot of good in that game, and this is what we're trying to keep and erase the bad.
Was the lineup change? Was that affecting you early on?
Do they work out if they lose? I just didn't know. I didn't know this was a thing. I never noticed it. I used to watch press conferences all the time with the Spurs. We didn't do it as much last season, but I used to do it all the time. I don't remember them being this tired. Why does this what is this new?
The whole squad.
Yes and no. Of course it's a change.
Oh, that's two. Yeah, he didn't play in that. He hasn't played for like 5 days. It's worse for Wemby. Yeah, because he didn't play in that back-to-back. You're right. I forgot about that.
We're professionals, and it was supposed to be able to play in any condition.
What did you like about the defense tonight? It seemed like overall players got much better.
First team in the West, they score 112 points a game, and yeah, they had 21 points second quarter, 25 I think first quarter. So it's promising. It's promising, but and of course our shots weren't falling tonight either. So
It's 45 minutes after a game? Oh, you're not saying they're working out for 45 minutes after the game. You're saying it's 45 minutes after a game. It might just be Wemby working out, maybe. I don't know. That's like wild to me. Somebody said in high school their football team had them hit the weight room after games. Why is this a normal thing? That doesn't seem a little silly. I need someone to explain to me why that's a thing. And I'm completely open to understanding. I don't see the point of it personally. I don't get it. I don't understand that. I don't know.
We got to take everything we can to get better.
How much was that an emphasis in the last 4 days of just having better performances on the defensive end?
It's always, it's always been the main focus, I'd say, of the coaches, and but we're getting it together a little bit, but I still feel like there's always one of us that screws up at some point, which which gives the opponents opportunities. But when all the 5 players in the court are connected, it's good.
Going forward, do you think this lineup will kind of turn the tide for you guys, give you guys a spark?
I don't know. It all goes down to the coaches, but you need to be ready to play in any condition.
Give us a spark. What's going to give you a spark? There is no spark. There's no magical thing that's going to uplift the team. I think that you can go on a run. Like once they get their next win, I think that it'll help them quite a bit. But the effort is there. I think it literally is just experience. Like they're just not. They're not being consistent throughout the course of a game. And I don't necessarily think, now some of it I will say, like one thing in particular I will put on Pop, but other than this, the rest of it, no, it's just the players. And I would say that one of those lineups he threw out there, and I keep bringing this up, but when you have, what is it, guys? It was Keldon, Osman, McDermott, Zach Collins, and Malachi Branham. That's just an ugly lineup. I mean, let's just be real. It's just an ugly lineup. I mean, because offensively, you got Keldon forcing shots, and then defensively, no one can defend. Like, it was just bad. Yeah, not good.
Stretches tonight, you guys having 3-4 minutes where the offense just couldn't get going. What are you seeing in those moments that's slowing you guys down?
Personally, I didn't like it, but working out after a game built a certain camaraderie with our team. Dude, but like, football players worked out all the time. I don't know.
I mean,
also it's high school. I don't know.
I can see a little bit of lack of experience, on our side. Of course, we're young, but it's yeah, I don't know. I need to watch those minutes where we were bad in offense, but I'm not worried.
What was it like?
Now that's not fair. You said Wolves didn't even need Anthony Edwards on us. They need to rest him so he can recover. I thought the Spurs affected Anthony Edwards. I feel like a lot of it was dealing with Anthony Edwards also allowed like putbacks for their team as well because they're so long in line. I feel like if Anthony Edwards wasn't in the game, we would have had a better shot. Like, it's not like, he was just out there just missing shots on his own. We were playing pretty good defense on him. So.
For you to match up with Ruby tonight?
I mean, it's good. It's good.
Keldon should be the go-to guy for the second unit. Yes, kind of. The problem I always have with Keldon is like he's a double-edged sword, man. Because sometimes that attacking mentality, that tunnel vision that he can have at times, is fine. And he's getting and ones and he's pumping up the team or whatever. And then times like in the second half, when you really don't need to make those type of mistakes, he'll just try it on 2 people. Like he'll be double teamed. So I don't know. I think Keldon needs to play a role. And I think sometimes he needs to just allow the game to come to him a little bit more. Keldon's a fine role player, like a really good role player. And when he's on and his teammates are on and Wemby's on and Vassell's on, I mean, he looks really good, but I don't know. Majority of our shots looked forced. And it was also against the Timberwolves, so it's such an ugly offense. Hopefully chemistry keeps building. There's sparks, man. There's sparks. Like I keep bringing up, the Wemby behind the back pass to Jeremy Sohan in the corner. Jeremy Sohan driving, then passing out to McDermott. That was beautiful. Beautiful basketball. I don't know. Trade Keldon for GTA 6. I would trade anyone for GTA 6. I'd trade Wemby for GTA 6 right now.
You know, we talk a lot, and got a lot to learn from him, and I think we're...
I'm so sorry. What'd you say, Wemby?
Ruby tonight.
Huh?
I mean,
What was it like for you to match up with Ruby tonight?
Oh, Rudy Gobert.
I mean, it's good. It's good. You know, we talk a lot, and got a lot to learn from him, and I think he's a great player to play against, and he's going to be a great player to play with the national team too.
Thanks, Vic. Thank you. Yeah. At least the Pistons are an 18-game losing streak. We are nothing like the Pistons. Don't worry. All right. At least we have a direction. I don't know what's going on with the Pistons. Good stuff though. Not bad. You said Wemby, Vassell, Keldon, Sohan, Jones. Yeah, sure. I feel like this game in particular is kind of a special one though. We might see a different lineup our next game, to be real. But this was a special occasion because you have those 2 like monsters in the paint. You would have had to put a lot on Wemby if it was just Wemby out there. So there's that. Bassey should play though, no matter what. He should get some minutes. Top 5 players, what you think? Not lineup. Oh, not lineup. I'm sorry. Our top players, you said Wemby's number 1, Vassell's number 2. Yeah, I agree with that. I think a lot of people would look at scoring and say Vassell's better than Wemby, which, I don't know about that. Because I think Wemby just affects the court outside of scoring, like way more significantly than Vassell affects the game offensively. And then you said Keldon at 3, and then Sohan at 4. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. You can put Keldon in front of Sohan, right? I think overall Sohan, every skill set that he has will make him better than Keldon. But we're just talking about right now, this season thus far, sure. But Sohan's always on the toughest assignment. And then Trey Jones at 5th best. I think that's fine. We need Sar Clan. Please get him for us. I need to look into Sar. I've seen a few like clips and stuff, but I haven't really looked into him. I will though. All right, guys. We probably need to end it there. I mean, we literally have a game Friday. So yeah, we got more than enough like videos to hold us over till Friday. I'm just going live Friday night, so I'm not even gonna worry about it. Good stuff. Well, not good stuff. I usually say good stuff. Spurs, not really. I can't say. Not in good conscience. I can't say it with good conscience. Not good stuff. I'm pretty sure that Wemby pass was at the end of the 2nd or 3rd quarter. It was definitely not the 2nd quarter. You think it was the end of the 3rd? I'm not gonna get it. I'll be honest with you. I'm not gonna look into it. Okay, I am gonna tell you guys about something. We'll do it next stream. Show up to next stream, okay? Next stream Friday night. Show up. We'll go live sometime after the game, probably like 15, 20 minutes after the game or whatever. Go show up to that because I got to update on the giveaway stuff because as you guys know, we were doing a giveaway. I want to do an update on that. So hit me up there. So go to my next live stream. I'll be there. Cool. Yeah, just be there. All right. Also, every video, like everybody that's in here, every video that I upload, please, if you see it uploaded, just leave a comment. Any comment. It could be hi clan, like anything. It could be literally anything. Just leave a comment because it actually helps the algorithm quite a bit for people to see the channel. So anything. It could be a question about video games, anime. I don't care. Has anyone seen the GTA 6 trailer? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I loved it. I'm actually excited. It looks phenomenal. I mean, it's gonna be insane. I knew it would probably be 2025, but even still seeing the 2025, it was just kind of like, what's the point then? What's the point? I mean, because you showed quite a bit of this trailer. Like, that was not like, they said teaser, but it's like, that seemed like a full-blown like trailer. Why are we seeing this far in advance? That like 2 years? Gonna be 80 when it comes out. I'm saying 2 years? It's like, what's the point of showing us all that? You should just waited, man. Oh gosh, yeah, it better be top notch, dude. It better be top notch. It looks so good though. It looks so good. And they said, the devs already said like that's what the game is gonna look like. So that's not just a, oh, here's a little showcase. No, that's how people, like, the NPCs are gonna be that integrated into that environment. That's crazy. I don't know, I did love the trailer though. It was beautiful. It looks really cool. The Bonnie and Clyde thing looks really cool. Some said GTA 5 from trailer to release also took 2 years. Oh, okay. I don't know. How can we buy merch? You're so nice. To buy merch, all you do is go to clanthemerchfan.com, link in the description. And by the way, there's free shipping. I put this at the top. There's free shipping on orders $80 plus. So that will mean like a few shirts. If you got a few shirts and it got past 80, just put in the promo code free ship and you will get free shipping with that. I think I got a few orders that I got to catch up on, but first come, first serve. So if you guys are interested in that, please head on over to clanthemerchfan.com and order yourself some merch, man. But anyways, yeah, let me get off. I'll give it to you guys later, man. Thanks for joining the stream. Are you an entrepreneur? I guess. Isn't everybody an entrepreneur nowadays? But the difference with other GTA games was they never waited 50 years to release another GTA. That is true. That is true as well. I mean, because from GTA 4 to GTA 5, that was the same console. Yeah, GTA 4 came out on PS3. And GTA 5 came out on PS3. I don't know. Anyways, give it to you guys later.